How are you guys doing? Well, this is gonna be an awesome day. So before we start talking about this car, let's get through a 30-second history session about the Nissan Z brand in general. So 3, 2, 1, boop.
The Z brand has been around for 6 generations now, starting life in 1969 as the Nissan Fairlady Z, but when brought to the United States, it was rebadged as a Datsun 240Z. And because of the wide success of the 240Z, other generations followed. The 280ZX, the 300ZX, the 350Z. But ever since the Z brand launched, Nissan has always focused on 4 things: performance, speed, style, and affordability. And that amazingly golden recipe hasn't changed.
This is the all-new 370Z. Well, not really new, it's like 9 years old. Because this car was launched in 2009. And so now this makes it 2009, 10, 11,
2 hours later.
14, 15, 16. 8 years old, if I'm right in counting. But I do not still think that it needs a refresh.
Why do I say that? Well, look at it. It's beautiful. It looks so good. And I promise it's not just because of the pretty lights. Here, let me show you.
One of the things you notice when you get the 370Z is you can see these front fangs, which I really love. It looks like And if you guys come with me to the back, the same amazing story continues. So you can see these really wide rear fenders that make the car pretty much look like it has hips, or like a dog that's about to fart, but it looks amazing. And then you can see this swooping fastback design. That just makes it just swoop back just from the center, just whoo, oh, it looks so good. And then you can just see how wide the rear is. It's like, it's as wide as, oh my gosh. It's wide, it's amazing, and it just looks awesome. And you can see I've also done some modifications to the taillights as well. I tinted them, but I didn't get a full tint. And so another thing I really like is these doors. Every door opens this way, you know, most doors open like this, but Nissan was like, who cares about regular doors? And they just stuck the thing up there. And so now, boom. The other thing I like is just the little quirks that this car has. So first of all, you can see how wide this gas cap is. So it pretty much is gonna fit my face. Look, it's actually bigger than my face. But yeah, if I open it now, you can see how tiny the gas cap is. Why did they make it big like that? I don't know, but it looks amazing. And another thing which I really like is these tires. They are so wide and they're 20-inch rims as well. So they look amazing, and they're from Phantom, in case you guys want to know that. Because some of you have asked me in the comment section what rims I have. So in the rear, you have 13.8-inch 2-piston brakes. Up in the front, you have 14-inch 4-piston brakes as well. I forgot to tell you guys also that these tires specifically are filled with nitrogen. I really also like these Z turn signals. Before we continue, I want to mention one of the quirks, or one of the things that stuck out to me in particular, was just how many Z signs this car has. There's one here on the turn signals. There's another one here in the trunk. There's also one here in the door seal, and it's illuminated as well. There's one on the carpet. There's one on the steering wheel as well. But Z craziness is not over yet. See what I did there? Z, craziness, Z, huh? So yeah, let's get the trunk open. This is a really awesome trunk. It's not too small, it's not too big, but it's just right. You have this strengthening beam pretty much behind the rear of the car, and it's just so cool. It's basically for strengthening the car, for making it better in the turns, and just for adding rigidity to the 370Z in general. And it's really strong, and it's actually really functional. So yesterday I went to the car wash, washed my car clean and all that, but it was really cold and I didn't really have anywhere to put this rag, and so pretty much I just spread it here. So pretty much it can also serve as a clothes rack dryer, if that makes any sense. Oh my goodness. Yeah, so first impressions of getting into the car. It's actually kind of hard to get into because the car is really low, so it's a little bit hard, but once you get used to it, it's pretty simple. But the seats feel really nice. The steering feels really nice to hold. It's like if a rectangle and a circle had a baby, and then that's what the steering wheel would be. It doesn't make sense, but you get my drift. So on this car, you have just the sport package. You don't really have a tech package. And so on the sport and the tech package, they give you a big navigation screen and controls and all that. But this doesn't have a navigation screen. So they just give you a really big, useless cubby. But I've done a really cool thing. So I put Velcro on this really big cubby that they give you. And boom, I have my iPad here. So I also put Velcro at the back of it. And pretty much 3, 2, 1. Boom, you have the best navigation system in the world. And I just really like how the interior is laid out. Everything just looks so driver-centered. So you have these 3 gauges up here, and you have these other 3 that are down here. So up here you have the oil temperature, the battery voltage, and the clock. And then down here you have yourself a center-mounted tach and the speedometer to the right, because Nissan doesn't really care with what speed you get. They just care how much revs you're giving. That doesn't make sense, but nothing I say does. But yeah, it's just a really nice interior, and you have the elephant in the room. That's the automatic transmission. And I'm sure you guys must be saying, oh, it's supposed to be a manual transmission, blah, blah, it's a 370Z. I didn't choose this car or the transmission. It chose me. But another thing which I really like is just that they give you a cup holder. Sure, it doesn't really fit anything. Like, for example, let me try to find my wet wipes. Yeah, it doesn't really fit it at all. But I still like that they tried anyway.
Also, the paddle shifters are straight out of the GTR, just saying.
One thing I haven't gotten used to ever since I got this car is the blind spots. Oh my goodness. So you have 2 really big ginormous blind spots there at the A-pillars. So you can probably have like 2 Boeing 747 jets there. And then behind, if you look, you pretty much cannot see almost anything. And the back windshield is really wide, but it's also really short. And so you can almost not see anything, even from the rear view mirror. You can pretty much see like that much. So just pretty interesting. But I also think it gives the car character. So yeah. Yeah, so the way this works is pretty much the vent is there, but then it feeds air through here and it goes into the air vent. So yeah, pretty cool design. So let's be on the way. So to start the car, you put your right foot on the brake and then you press the start button. Oh, that engine sounds amazing. First of all, to pull down this handbrake is the hardest thing known to man. It's really hard. But yeah. First of all, downshift again, and then. Oh my gosh, this car is so much fun. Let me put it into regular mode. So first of all, we're dealing with a 3.7 liter naturally aspirated V6 engine. And so yeah, that's what 370Z is for, in case you don't know. So Nissan 370Z, 3.7 liter, 370. I don't know what the 0 is for, maybe 3.70. It revs to an amazing 7,500 RPM. Whew. And it sounds so good. So again, I'm gonna put it into crazy person mode, manual mode, downshift with the paddles, downshift, let's do second, and then. So it's so flat through the corners. So all the cornering, everything that's done, it just feels amazing. And again, I just really like the rev match downshift. So for example, and that's what I really like about this car, is that you can have a lot of fun without killing yourself. Because I think that's the problem with a lot of cars these days, is that they have a lot of horsepower, but you cannot use any of it, or you can't even really use half of the horsepower that it has. Downshift. Oh, this car is amazing. It's so fun. But yeah, let's turn. Like for people that say that 332 horsepower is not enough in today's time, you can't really use more than that on the road without getting arrested. So I can pretty much use all the power all the time, and since it's naturally aspirated, I can pretty much do this with no lag. Oh my gosh. And again, the gearbox, something about the gearbox is that the gearbox is good. It has a fast shifts, but it shifts very fast only when you're getting on it. So let me give you an example. So for example, I'm on gear 2. And you saw it's shifted fast. Oh my god. But if you're not on it, like if you're not on the throttle and you just switch, it takes more time to switch gears if you're not getting on the throttle very much. And so that might be a problem. So if that is a problem for you, just basically switch it into automatic mode, and it's still very responsive even that way. Even though the visibility is bad, when you're driving like a crazy person like this, it doesn't matter. Oh my gosh, this is amazing. And again, for those of you that do not know, the scenery around me, we're pretty much at Green River Lake. It is a pretty awesome lake. Gosh. So the pedal, there's no lag. There's no pedal lag at all, if that makes sense. So look, what? 3, 2, 1, 3, 2, 1, 3, 2, 1, 3, 2, 1. Ooh, we're passing through tunnel-ish things. So let me roll down the glass a little bit. Oh my gosh. Gosh, this car sounds so good. Like, I wouldn't trade the sound of this car for anything else. Maybe a Lexus LFA, but that's pretty much it. Woo. One of the problems I have with this car, apart from the blind spots, is the amount of road noise. The road noise is horrendous. It's so bad. Like, you pretty much, when you're with someone in the car, you pretty much have to speak as loud as possible. Like, hey, how are you doing? I have problems. Let me just keep quiet so you can hear the amount of road noise. Look. Nissan, I don't still know why Nissan didn't put more sound deadening on this car. There's no back seats. That's also one disadvantage. But again, you're not buying this car because of the back seats. You're buying it because of what is under the hood. And because it's also rear-wheel drive as well. I heard it's not very good in the snow. But for days like this, you just pretty much roll down the glass, the windows. That is cold. The weather is kind of chilly. Now it's no longer warm anymore. So again, the GTR, talking about a GTR now and comparing this to a GTR. Don't get me wrong, I really love a GTR. The GTR is an amazing car for what it is. Even some that want to get it, but it's just too expensive. This car is pretty much the best bang for your buck that you could get. And for example, hear me out now. You can pretty much get this car that produces 332 horsepower stock for about 20 grand. For about 15 grand more, 10, 15 grand more, you can pretty much fit a turbo on this car, or a twin turbo on this car. And it'll take the performance from about 332 horsepower to about 600 horsepower, and pretty much be on par with the GTR performance-wise. And if you ask me, spending the 120 grand for a brand new GTR right now, for me, it's not just the best value for money, because for that same 120 grand, you can pretty much get a Lamborghini Gallardo, you get an Audi R8 V10, and even have change to buy the 370. So, conclusion time for the 370Z. This is an amazing car, even though it might have some downsides. For example, like the interior, which is lacking a little bit, like the infotainment, and also the blind spots, which are so bad. The blind spots are horrible. But in general, this car is amazing. For the money you pay for it, you get that amazing naturally aspirated 3.7 liter V6, which I so love so much. And even the looks, just look at this car. It looks so good. It looks way more expensive than you would pay. yeah, that's pretty much it. That's all I have to say about the 370Z. And I'm sure you guys must be wondering what is up with the different weather. So you might see here is like winter time right now, but the other shots that we filmed were in the fall. That's pretty much because, first of all, I had school and I was also kind of scared to do my first review of a car. And so fear of the unknown, that was one of the things. But I'm so glad I finally did it. Just let me know what you guys think about the review that I just did about this golden car. And let me know what I can change, what I can make better, or what you thought about the review. So thank you all so much for watching. I will catch you guys on the next Golden Drive. And 2017 is going to be an amazing year. I have amazing things planned for this YouTube channel. So like and subscribe to the Golden Drive, and I'll catch you guys on the next Golden Drive. See ya.